Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to Live Lessons. We are here on a very cold night here in Nashville, Tennessee. If you can, go ahead and type in where you're from. That's always fun. See Louisiana. Merry Christmas, some folks. Sanderson, Texas. Donna, Texas. San Antonio. Man, we have all Ireland. Good to see you. There we had some. Decatur, Illinois. Brooklyn, New York. Look, they're coming so fast.
Hey.
Australia. Good to see you. Vancouver, BC. Edmonton, Alberta. Glad you guys are here. It's going to be one of the best live lessons we have had all year long. So excited to have with us on our Christmas special, Phil Keaggy. Phil, thank you so much for being part of all this.
Thank you, Steve. Always good to be with you.
It is just a treat to have Phil with us. Phil was with us last year back at our other studios and for our Christmas show then, and just ended up being fabulous. So this is going to be a great night. I've got so many things to give away. I don't even know how we're going to fit them all in. So if you want to be a part of our giveaways, you need to be logged in through ustream.tv. Be logged in there and be in the chat so that we can kind of see that you're in there, and we will get you fixed up and put you in the running for win some of the stuff. We got CDs, and we're even giving away, at the very end, we're giving away a guitar. I'll try and get Phil to autograph this acoustic guitar that Epiphone provided for us. So anyway, enough of all that sort of stuff. Phil, can you open us up with a song?
Okay, I thought I would try with this little piece I was fooling around with while I was setting up and after I set up and sound checking. This is from my album Roundabout, which is one of those peripheral albums, but I had fun throwing it together. It's just a bunch of sound checks before the crowd came in at the concert hall. And I would get into a loop and just jam, just have fun, get used to the room. You know, get used to the sound and how the fold backs, you know, sound and everything. And so I started messing around with just one of them, and I think there's probably over 14 pieces on there, I think. And so this is a piece that I'll build and show you how I kind of go into it. It's called Helix the Cat. It goes a little bit like this. was fun.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Fun making loops.
Yes. Wow. We didn't take a picture yet of Phil's gear that he has on the floor, but Fabian, who is our moderator, Fabian, boy, if you can look back into our thread from last year when Phil was with us. I think I put actually the pictures of his gear, which looks pretty similar to what his setup was last year. Maybe he can talk. Maybe Phil, you can talk us through a little bit of the gear that you're using. What are you using for a looping?
Well, I've got an old Lexicon JamMan. I've had, I think this is the third one.
Yeah.
You know, the road can beat them up pretty bad, you know, but and as you can see, this one has a little bit of a...
And they don't make those anymore, if I remember right?
I don't think so, not like that.
Yeah.
And it has a chip in it that goes up to 32 seconds for looping.
Mm-hmm.
So I can get in like, you say, for instance, a little progression like this. Something like that.
Quite a bit, yeah. And then what are you using to control it with?
Well, I've got a MIDI wizard that a good friend of mine named Tom Laredo gave to me, and he programmed it so I could do like a, you know, like a little hit and tap, and or immediately go into repeat on it or add to the loop.
Right.
And then you can mute it, then bring it back. You can fade it out, you know. So you go on to other things,
and then it'll
make a transition.
Fade,
yeah. So like that. Oh, it's fun. First time I got the JamMan was the day after I was invited to Chet Atkins' house, and
wow.
he showed me it, and of course he was a wizard on the guitar, and I know that he and Les Paul were great friends, and Les Paul created multi-track recording. So I plugged into it. I've been using a Roland delay that would allow me to do up to 4 seconds of a loop. That's not much.
Yeah.
You know, and since these days, I mean, now they've got them that go on forever, you know.
Yeah.
I don't need to record an entire song then go over it again. The poor audience, you know, they go, oh, okay. Just enough to create excitement and a groove, you know.
Yeah.
Like the first time I tried it at Chet's house, I did this piece, you know. I went... Actually, I got nervous, and I got off a beat. So you can get off beat with your JamMan.
You got to be careful with it.
Usually I'm standing, and if I'm standing with that particular piece, watch. It's easier to play already.
Oh, beautiful.
Anyway, yeah, you know, when you're dealing with pressing down buttons like I do, you got to be in a right position, because sometimes I've been like that. Oh, too far over that way.
Yeah. Tell us about your guitar. That's an Olson?
Yes, this is. It's a fine guitar indeed. I love playing it. It inspires me.
How long have you had it?
This one since 2004, and And then he built for me the first cedar top Jim Olson built was in
Mhm.
1984,
Mhm.
and I still have that. So that's
It's
bequeathing
gorgeous.
it to my son.
And that's your main gal that you're out with on the
Pretty
weekends.
much, yeah. I also take a Langjans.
Mhm.
I think the Langjans guitars, Dell Langjans guitars, are fine guitars, and I've come to appreciate many guitar makers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but this is my number one. My number one classical is the Langjans, and
Mhm.
I record with it often. In fact, I just did a lot of pieces on it recently.
And a nylon string.
Yes,
Wider neck.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 fingers required.
Uh-oh.
Oh well,
We
good.
better explain already.
No, actually,
You
as
are-
many as you can muster up.
You are missing a finger.
I am.
So might as well get that story out of the way here, because I know folks are going to be wondering about that.
Yeah,
when
it's.
did that happen? That was
Oh, I was about 4 and a half, 5.
really, you were that. I thought somehow I had in my head that you were older than that. But
No, I was just a little kid. We lived on a farm, Steve, down up in Hubbard, Ohio.
Mhm.
My family, my dad and my mom, they had 10 of us kids, and I'm the 9th of 10. And so there was a water pump back behind,
yeah.
before the barn. You get to the barn. And I went to get a drink, and I must have been thinking, okay, the kind you pump,
Mhm.
and the water comes up through the well, through the
Mhm.
shaft. And I was scooping, obviously, with my right hand, and the thing, I knelt on it, and the wooden base just was rotted,
Yeah.
and it just fell through. And it's like it's such a memory that I have.
Mhm.
And it happened. It occurred, and I'm stunned and I'm shocked, and it was graphic. I remember screaming, and I remember my dad running down from the house. I'd never seen him run like that before or since,
Yeah.
and he came to save me.
Yeah.
And I just never forget it. And I remember the ride to the hospital. My sister Mary Ellen, who some 15 years later would lead me to the Lord.
Yeah.
She was driving the car. My dad was wearing a red plaid shirt. He took me to the hospital. It was traumatic for a young boy.
Mhm.
But then, all through that, I was just in love with music.
Yeah.
And I was encouraged by my mom, my dad, and my brothers, and my sisters, everyone in my family.
Were they musical? Or did you come from a musical family? Did
Uh,
other people play?
Well, my dad's dad played a Martin, and he was a tall, skinny Swiss man,
Mhm.
and he loved to play the guitar. And I kind of vaguely remember at the
Mhm.
picnics that before he passed. And
Yeah.
so, but my brother Dave took up the guitar
Mhm.
because he loved the standards. He loved Hank Williams, and country, and he also loved classical. And he also, with my other brothers, would be bringing Elvis Presley records home.
Mhm.
And so the sound of that music, as well as in the house, it was wonderful hearing that. My sister Mary Ellen also sang with big orchestras and entered into the movies. She was an actress in the 50s. She played in the Ten Commandments, too.
That's right.
That's right. And so, did I mention that last year?
I remember.
Probably.
I have heard that story along the way.
I'm pretty proud of her, and she's still alive and well in Arizona. So, but yeah, there's some went into ironworking like my dad, and some went into electrical work like my brother Bill and my
Mhm.
brother Carl, transmission and
Mhm.
electrical work. So, but it's carrying on. My son is a professional musician and
Mhm.
quite gifted and talented.
Yeah.
Ian.
And I hear you were telling me beforehand that you've been pretty busy these days.
I have.
Out on the weekends. Where have you been lately?
Well, I played Merritt Island, Florida, and Jacksonville. I was in Youngstown, Ohio, my hometown.
That's your hometown?
Played with the Youngstown Symphony, and if anybody's from Youngstown and you attended that concert, thank you for coming. It was a delightful evening,
Yeah.
and got to play with the Youngstown Symphony and do some music from My Majesty and Wonder with those beautiful Carl
Christmas,
Marsh.
Yeah.
Carl Marsh arranged the strings to those songs, and I also did one of my little favorites, Shades of Green and Red. I always add the red at Christmas time, and just to see what comes out. It's always on the fly with me when it comes to when I'm on my own,
Yeah.
playing by myself. There's no telling what's going to happen, but that's sort of the excitement too. So that's it. Yeah, there's musical influence in my family.
I noticed you have nails. The guys are going to ask. you have nails on your picking hand. Are those real? Are those fake? Do you get those done? Folks are going to ask about that.
Well, they're my nails, but I have an acrylic topping on them,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and because I do play a lot with the fingernails, you know, and you know, and so even if I don't have a pick in my hand, this one acts like a pick.
And your nails are pretty, guys. His nails are pretty long. They're
not really short. You know, I know LJ Lawrence Juber, who I highly respect as a great guitarist, among many others. He doesn't use nails. He just has got it with the fingers. You know, he's got the calluses probably on the right hand as well as the left.
Yeah.
And where I've got the calluses on the left hand, and it's quite tender over here on the right.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, that's how I lost my finger, Steve. And when I was a young player, I might share with people that it was you know, a little daunting to play in front of a crowd because they watch you, they watch your hands, and I kind of went through that through my like 4th, 5th, 6th grade, 7th grade, high school, somewhat. But actually, is when I became a Christian in 1970, you know, the Lord came into my life, entered my life, and so many things were kind of set. I was set at peace about some things, and that was one of them. Yeah. And I began to pour my heart more into playing rather than not. You know, I learned more from the year 1970 through 1972. I learned so much more on the guitar in those years. Yeah. But I was a little embarrassed, but then, you know, that's the way it is. What am I going to do? You know, turn around and play to the wall? No, I don't think so. I'm going to give it my best.
And you've done so many things over the years, over 50 albums, and still many coming. And then I saw nominated for 2 Grammys for Best Rock Instrumental or Best Gospel Rock Instrumental.
I have no idea what that is. Not me.
Okay, I read that somewhere on the
Oh, well, I was, back in early 80s, right?
May have been.
I think Town to Town was nominated as a Grammy nomination. Yeah. But I think it might have been, it might have been. Or Crimson and Blue, one of those, I don't know. Yeah. Never got it, but that's okay. It's okay.
For our guitar techie people, Phil's guitar is tuned down a half step.
Yeah.
And the reason you do that is?
Yeah, well, for live, you know, playing 90 minutes plus sometimes. And I like the kind of strings I use are Elixir Nanowebs, medium light, 56 to 12, or 12 to 56, depends on what angle you're looking at it. And I tune a half step down because, you know, he could bend the strings easier, you know. And also, you know, for those songs where I wrote a song singing in the rafters, you know, like True Believers, where, you know, you know, singing it in D flat is more fun than singing it in D. Yeah. It seems like it's like it crosses the line. Now it's work. Yeah. You know, because those notes are high.
Okay. Several people have asked, what accessories did Phil use to play? I assume some of the, like the plastic that you grabbed and your Ebow and things like that. Kind of talk us through.
Yeah, you know, there's a fella named Dave. I think his name's Dave, and he saw that I was at a concert that I was sticking a pick in between the first, second, and third string to create that kind of sound, kalimbo kind of sound. So he ended up sending me a bunch of these plastic strips. And I lost most of them, but then he found out that I lost them, and he sent me some more. And so this one's a clear one. And listen to how it sounds. You know, he goes... So it's got like a... You know, and I've done things where I've just created a... But
it's
then you could put
just
them up here. Because I love percussion, you know. You know, I do that. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You put that together with that, and you get this. It's kind of a different...
almost a steel drum sort of sound.
It's kind of fun because you can create and establish a groove that allows you the freedom to improvise over.
Yeah.
And it's really good. I mean, I've done that with harmonies. I've done that with, like, take for instance, putting down a little riff, because I've been into backwards music, not masking and strange messages, but just the sound of the guitar going the other direction does sound quite interesting. Like, for instance, like when I've got this one lick. Hold on. Let's see. You know, so it's musical and it sounds. It's the sound of strings, but going the other direction.
Now you were also using an Ebow.
Oh yeah, the Ebow primarily works really great on an electric guitar. It was designed to be used on an electric guitar, and it seems to like humbuckers the best. So on the Les Paul, I've got my Zion guitar here that I've had since 1986, thanks to Ken Hoover and Kenny Marshall, good guys. And but it will without the pickup there, so I can use it in a subtle way.
Yeah.
But if I could take a moment and show you on the electric.
Sure.
Yeah, here.
Now, as I understand
Here, if you hold that or put that on the stand.
the Ebow, it's just creating a magnetic frequency that's causing that string to start vibrating.
Right.
And you got to be careful you don't get it too close to the strings.
Yeah.
It's sensitive to that.
That's close enough, huh?
Yep.
So, for instance, you watch how it works here. So it's more active when it's over a magnetic pickup. And this has it's got two harmonic modes on this. Greg Heat invented these back in the 70s. And I've been using them since the Master
I didn't realize
Musician.
they had different...
Then you put it on the octaver. Is that pretty loud in there, fella? But like for instance, check this out. This is a nice little thing I came up with on an album called... I do that. You can get all these like... And you can... I remember people remembered me doing the little bit of Amazing Grace.
Yeah.
Like, check this out. Oh, I got it in the wrong mode here. Hang on. I had it on a one stop thing. That kind of thing, but it's fun to do. I incorporate it off and on in on recordings. It's nice in the background, ethereal.
Yeah.
See what I mean? It's fun to do. It's almost like a fiddle thing, you know.
Let's see. One of the questions we had, Jerome LMG says, does Phil have any advice for us beginners on how to start using loopers for practicing and playing? Have any advice on ways to begin working with loopers other than just experimentation? I guess would be the biggest.
I think so. You know, there's a lot of really good looping devices out there. From Roland makes a really good one. Boomerang, I heard, you know, and I've got also this Line 6, which is really good. I'm on my third one, I think. The road is rough on them, but this one can also. You know, so there's a little box there that can loop and also do delays.
Yeah.
But the thing is, in terms of encouragement to get into it, just get your guitar, plug into it, and do like a really pretty good progression, you know, something that you like to play or sing to. I don't know, like a real simple thing. Well, here's like, for instance, I did this piece long ago, and it's... You know, it gives you an idea. It's a simple melody that you can learn to harmonize to. One of the nice things about working with a loop machine, because not everybody has a buddy around to jam with, and I did start off that way. I learned a lot playing with guitar player friends of mine from school. And I remember one fellow, Ray McRae, out there in California when I was living in the Buena Park area. He had either a Mustang or a Duosonic, something like that, or a Rickenbacker. And we'd get together and we'd be like showing each other licks that we just either discovered off a record or came up with, and you just grow that way. But you don't always have a pal, you know, around. So it's really a good way to learn how to get in time with, because if you even play to a metronome, that's good and helpful, because a metronome helps you play in time, and drummers appreciate that. So, but I like it. I've learned how to harmonize because of looping. It's like recording to tape or recording to Pro Tools or Logic or whatever you do. You know, you work out lines. You know, and the thing about recording that you can't do sometimes, you have to either just stop and start over again, because if you do a mistake, it's going to come around and haunt you. But if you're at a tape recorder or a Pro Tools session, you can, you know, highlight a region and then work on how you want to harmonize with that. I do remember on a song called In Memoriam, it was on my album On the Fly back in the mid-90s. There was a long acoustic solo that I did, and I did it like a one-shot with the JamMan, and I just played it over and over again until I learned every note that harmonized properly. And then I This is before I had Pro Tools,
Yeah.
so I'm just going kind of direct to tape, you know.
Mhm.
So I think they're really good, and you can also. It's nice. I work with 2 looping machines, and so sometimes I can create something on another one. Like if you take a look at the line 6, you can actually kick it up an octave by going like this. I'll show you what I mean. When I do. You know, you can kick it up an octave too and make
Yeah.
it sound kind of funny.
Cool.
Especially
cool.
when you put your voice through the acoustic, you know. Let's get back to the
Yeah,
acoustic.
yeah,
Huh? Okay.
JRW1 is asking on the acoustic on your Olson, is the nut length or of the fretboard wider than a standard guitar?
Yeah,
looks
it
maybe
is. It
a
is.
little bit.
It is a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. All I know is when Jim came up with this guitar for me back in the early '80s,
Yeah.
I said, "That's it. Maybe just a tad thinner
On the back.
on the back."
Yeah.
But I just love the width of this neck because if you do fingerstyle, you want to have a bit of space.
Right.
You know. If you have a thinner neck, it's hard to really define those
Yeah.
notes sometimes, I think.
Yeah. John Scott is asking, what does it mean to tune a half step down? Well, that's just taking your normal guitar is guitar tuning is of course on the 6th string E and A, then D, G, B, and E. Now, when you tune a guitar down a half step, all you do is basically tune each of those strings down a half step. So the E would turn in, you do that down until your tuner goes a half step down, and you'll see it's a D sharp. And then the A would go down to a G sharp, the D would go down to a C sharp, and G would go down to an F sharp, B would go down to an A sharp, and then the high E would go down to a D sharp, and then you're a half step down.
Yeah, then if you do alternate tunings and come up with crazy songs like I have, then you're in real trouble.
you
Then you
get
gotta-
lost.
I've got a good friend up in Canton, Ohio. His name's Adam Cord, and he did a wonderful job on this book called Phil Keaggy Sketchbook.
Yeah.
And it's many songs from my Acoustic Sketches album and Volume 2 Freehand. And he of course, I can't really tell because I can't read music. And he said he could teach me tablature in 20 minutes. But I'm so busy playing.
That's right.
And but he is he's really good at all that kind of articulation and you know.
Can you, we're about halfway through, and we need to get to a couple of things. I'm going to let Phil rest just for a second, and then Phil's going to play one more song for us. Wanted to get to a couple things. Phil's website, philkeaggy.com, has all kinds of, I was on it today. It's a great website. Fabian, maybe you can put that up for us. And in Phil's store there, he's got a lot of the CDs that he's done, but he has a couple of the DVDs that he did probably 15 years ago, acoustic guitar style and electric guitar style.
You still have those around?
I have watched both of those, and those are great DVDs from back in the day.
Boy.
And so just tremendous. So they're on the website. Take advantage of some of the resources he's got. There's some of the songbooks and things like that. Of enough stuff to keep you out of trouble for a long time. That's what my guitar teacher would say. He'd give me a new lesson. He'd say, "You got enough to keep you out of trouble."
Hey, are you going to play something? You must play something. You got a
Well-
guitar in your hand.
Well, I mean,
Why don't you please play something for us? You want to play something together?
I don't know what we could play. What would you like to do?
Oh, let's play something. Do you do any Christmas songs?
Yeah.
I'll just follow you.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. We could do I did this arrangement of Christmas Time Is Here.
Sweet.
So I'm in C.
Senor.
Let's see. Sorry. And I'm a half step down.
Oh.
So I guess I would be playing in B then. More JamMan. Let's see, and I'm not sure where it goes from there. It's been a while since I've done that arrangement. Anyway,
That's nice. That's pretty. I was getting into it.
You guys have stumped me with doing Christmas stuff. We could do
Oh, it's okay.
maybe just Silent Night in G.
You know, I had recorded this song in 7/4. Yeah, it was like 2, 3, 4. On Majesty and Wonder.
Yeah.
And so the last time I played Silent Night, I was playing it in 7/4, and so that's why I was trailing behind you there, fella.
Oh no, not in the least.
Would you like to hear my little version of
Yes.
Shades of Green and Red?
Yes.
Do we have time for that?
Yes, of course.
Lovely. Did someone request this or?
I requested this.
Oh, you
and,
did?
And you were going to be using some of your capos because we,
Yeah.
Kyser Capos had graciously given us some capos to give away, so we'll be giving those away. Maybe after you finish, we'll give away some Kyser Capos.
Can people see these? Can they see this on the?
We'll take
camera?
pictures of them too. Yeah, but they can see those. You got a couple of normal ones, and then
I got
what
a-
is that?
Well, this one I cut myself. This Kyser Capos for Shades of Green,
Yeah.
and this is the one I showed you last year, where I use a couple of these in various songs.
Mhm.
Primarily one's called Village Bells, and there are probably a lot of viewers who didn't see last year, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. I
We'll
could
take a
show you.
picture of those after it's
Yeah,
over. We'll put it up on the
absolutely.
website.
But like for this one, the reason why I use this one here, it's a Shub here, and then a Kyser, because we're all supposed to get along and complement one another. I normally I can use this for a piece where I cover all the strings and the B and the D string are revealed or exposed to the nut or the capo before it. This one I've just put it at the 7th fret, so it's let me turn this up here. So you can see to an E down to D. Even though it's a half step down, I still refer to it as E and D. And so what you have is got the E, which is at the 7th.
Yep.
Because it's cut, the B string is going to the 5th fret. And then it's D there, the 7th fret. A is back down here to this capo. And the low E is down
to a D.
in
Yeah,
open string. So let me show you what I can do here. And I'll make it brief. I won't go too long.
Please don't.
We got time then, huh?
Yeah. We
Okay,
got some time. That's what we're here for.
Something like that.
Beautiful.
It's never the same. Always.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, we'll let Phil rest for a second. Wow, we are already so out of time. Let's give away a few things. The great folks at Kyser had given us a couple of capos to give away.
Yay!
So
That's the one. That's
we have a regular 6-string one, and then we have a shortcut capo. The shortcut one.
yeah.
And
there
the
it is.
shortcut one, that's covering 2 strings?
Yeah. Well, this one they have different kinds, different colors. You know.
Yeah.
You know. This is like the QVC channel now. QV, what do we call it? QVC. Yeah, and then you've got this colored one, actually, as it were. This is reddish, and this is white. The only thing missing is green for the particular colors of your tree. But anyway, yeah, they're fun to do. It's fun to do. Hey, did I show you this? How I did this again? One more time. Now check this out, folks. This is such a fun thing with these Kyser Capos. I'm waiting for them to make me one for my shades of green.
Yes.
Just like an all-in-one, maybe. But see, this one is going. So this one is going up. The high E string is ringing through to the nut, and then this one is meeting here. This one here is covering. When you lever it, it's the 5th and 6th string. And then this one is only the 6th string. Okay. This one down here. That kind of thing, you know? There's a just great innovation, you know, that they came up with that. Yeah.
Let's give away some of these. John, we're going to need a lot more names for giveaways, because we're going to give away a lot of stuff, probably about 7 or 8 things. This first capo, or first 6-string guitar, regular guitar capo, it's bright red from Kyser. The winner of this is E.D. Irish. Ed Irish, you have just won this 6-string guitar capo from Kyser. What you need to do is email us at service@legacylearningsystems.com and give us your address and phone number and stuff, and we'll send this out to you. This is a shortcut capo, great capo that only fits on a couple of the strings. The winner of this one is Lawman DDS. Lawman DDS, you have just won this. Email us at service@legacylearningsystems.com, and we will get that out to you. We've got a couple of CDs. This is Phil's Roundabout CD. So, and you did this a while back, 2006.
Yeah.
Phil Keaggy's Roundabout CD. We'll get Phil to sign it before we go. The winner of this one is Wanna Play. Wanna Play? You have just won Phil's Roundabout CD. Email us at service@legacylearningsystems.com. Okay.
Great.
Wow, it is 7:53 already. Let's answer one question from online. DJ from Toronto asks, is the pinky finger ever used in fingerstyle? I think I've seen Lenny Bro use it for plucking false harmonics, but otherwise it never gets mentioned or used. Do you use your pinky on your picking hand at all?
This is where it comes, when I use it, it's like, when I'm doing like a multi-chord cluster, you know, sometimes I'll, when I do that, I'm not using the pinky, but when I, you know, and they all help out when it comes to slapping the neck.
Now, the pattern that you're using for your slapping, talk about that. If you could slow that slapping pattern down.
Yeah. Here we go. Like this. Actually, I've got a couple of different ways. So you're hitting with
the first. You're doing a hammer-on with it over there.
Yeah, they're different. But the thing is, sometimes when people think that what I'm doing is just just do it, but the palm against the guitar right here is important because it gives you leverage. It gives you a sense of landing. Everybody needs that now and then, you know, a sense of landing. So if you don't hear the notes, I'm going.
Yeah.
So like.
It's not all in the fingers, I guess is what we're saying. It's not, you kind of got to get the flow of it in order to do it.
Yeah, I mean, there are times where, like, I'm doing, like this sort of thing. Some folks from the sketches, and I did mention Adam Cord. I think he did this piece as well, where I'm going. That's down. But see, it's incorporating that kind of stuff, which I'm not really good at. Sometimes I can do it better, but I don't always do it good. But I can always groove. And you know, it depends on the song too, doesn't it, Steve? It depends if you're doing then you know. And it all started with me back when I was, you know, the old Play Through Me album, you know, when I was going, you know, and I think it's fun to be expressive percussion-wise, you know.
It adds so much different sounds you're playing, different ways of doing a rhythmic. Oh wow, so many questions. JR1, what kind of pickups do you have in your guitars? Do you know what kind of pickups?
I think these are on the electric on this particular one are JB, Seymour Duncan. Go Seymour. And he keeps going.
And then do you know what's in the Olson?
Yeah, it's the old LR Baggs duet system.
Okay.
And LR Baggs, I've just recently been with Lloyd and some of the folks from his team. And they've got all kinds of new good things. I think the M3 mic pickup and some new ones going on that, but they also have one that is like the old duet system, but you don't have to put a hole in the guitar, which is, you know, which is nice, you know.
How the duet works? You've got the under saddle pickup, and then there's a mic somewhere in there that is
somewhere over the rainbow. You know, there's a mic in there somewhere. Sorry about that. The man over there with the headphones on. Sorry. Fortunately, he has a limiter. But yeah, there's a mic in there. That's why the guitar has a. I love the sound because if you hear it with only the piezo, it sounds like. And we hear a lot of those guitars sounds, and it's nice too. It sounds like James Taylor, you know. You know, and but then with the mic blended in, it just. And it just sounds really pretty together, doesn't it?
It does. Sounds fantastic.
With the mic and the piezo together is a nice
combination.
I used to have a Sunrise, and they're good too. Sunrise pickups. But check out what Lloyd Baggs is doing with his pickups. They're great systems.
Fantastic. Okay, as we're wrapping up, because we are already out of time, and we need to give away one more thing. John, can you hand me that guitar? We're going to be giving away, the good folks at Epiphone have given us a acoustic guitar to give away. We'll try and get Phil to sign this before he goes on. Thank you. Sorry, I should have had that set up. I'm going to hand it right back to you. But this is the guitar, and it comes with a little amp and strap and strings and stuff like that. Great little guitar. We're going to have Greg Boros over at Gruhn's Guitars set it up and get it all working for you. But someone is about to win this. The winner of this is Daniel Legacy. Daniel Legacy, you have just won this Epiphone guitar. Hopefully, Daniel, you live in the United States, because we can only send this to folks in the United States. Thank you, John. Thank you. Great. We're going to give away a couple more CDs. Phil's going to play one more song, and then we'll be out of here. This is Phil's CD, Cinemascapes.
Yeah, I had a bunch of those laying around. It's an old album, but it's got some nice moments on it.
All instrumental?
Yes, it is.
Beautiful.
And also a Cosmic Rumpus. Did you see that one?
And Cosmic Rumpus, too.
No, this one, the Cosmic Rumpus, has really got some fun stuff with John Safara on drums, Jack Gearing on keyboards, and I'm on guitar.
Wow.
And it's just fun. It's like Booker T and the MGs meets Jeff Beck meets Jimi Hendrix, having a good old rumpus time in the studio kind of thing. Some pretty parts, too.
The winner of the Cosmic Rumpus is Geach NYC. Geach NYC, you have just won this. For everybody who wins tonight, make sure you email us at service@legacylearningsystems.com. We've got another one of Phil's project, the Kyser Shortcut promo with Kyser Capos.
Yeah,
it's
a great little
great
CD.
Stuff on there.
It's a great little CD. Lots of talent on that CD.
Wow,
you know.
Lots of great names here as we're going through. Okay, the winner of this one is Pedro Vilhena, Pedrovilhena. You have just won this one. And then the last one is Phil Keaggy, Cinemascapes, and Vax Crasher. You have just won that one. So we'll get Phil to sign all of these. Everybody who wins tonight, email us at service@legacylearningsystems.com, and we'll get them out to you. Wow. An hour has come and gone.
Goes by so fast when you're playing guitar. It really does.
It does.
It's nothing like driving in traffic.
Let me give you a couple of last-minute announcements here. Our December newsletter came out last week. In there, I have a lesson for, I think I'm teaching Joy to the World. So the tab and the music and then the video is in that. As well as... in this week in Gibson Skills House with our lessons over there, which I believe is the white button underneath your Ustream window that you're looking at right now. We've got a lot of things. My lesson for the Christmas song is up there.
Good.
As well as my lesson for Away in a Manger, and the music is over there. As Silent Night, that arrangement is over there as well.
Sweet.
Next week, we're going to have our last live lesson of the year. And that would be December 18th. So we'll have an open talk, and I'll talk through some gear wish list. Steve's favorite things issue, maybe. I don't know. We'll call it. I don't know what we'll do. Anyway, so that's all the announcements that I have for that. Wanted to encourage you. We wanted to also mention we work with a great organization called instrumentsofjoy.org. And this time of year, if you have an old guitar laying around your house that you are going to sell at the garage sale for $20, what this organization does, Fabian, if you could put up that link, they provide musical instruments to players all over the world. They connect you wherever you're at, and your $50 guitar, you send it to them, and then they turn around, get it to mission trips that are going into countries all over the world, and your guitar, and then they send you back a picture of your guitar being handed to some guy in some far-off land who could only dream of having an instrument of that quality. We love that organization. With each guitar that goes out, we provide the training materials that go with that. So our courses and things like that go part of that. It's a wonderful organization, instrumentsofjoy.org. Check them out. If you have a guitar laying around your house, that guitar could be the answer to somebody's dream on the other side of the earth. And this wonderful organization helps connect those two things. So take advantage of that. I think that's all of my yapping that I need to say. Thank you so much, Phil, for being part of us, part of our little guitar family here.
Well, thank you, Steve. It's good to be here, too, with you. I got just a little verse have time to?
Please.
Are we still on the?
Yeah.
This is just a small little bit of a verse of a song. Was it the day I got my first sled or that first electric guitar? Christmas Eve, I didn't want to go to bed, so close and yet so far. But when I think of the best Christmas morn, it's when I think of the best Christmas morn was the day that Jesus Christ was born. Touch there.
Beautiful.
I want to lift up his name.
That's right. Thank you so much, Phil. Thanks, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of the week and great evening. We'll see you guys next time.